Time now for the Bayer Channel News Report on this Wednesday afternoon, September 30th, 2015. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. I have new news at 9:09 on top. So we have 12 noon here on this Wednesday afternoon. Here is in Moscow, where Russian warplanes began airstrikes in Syria on Wednesday, adding an unpredictable new element to a multi-layered war that has already drawn in the United States and allies, creating millions of refugees and opening room for the games. Towns and cities along the East Coast are already dealing with heavy rains, are bracing for the newly formed hurricane walking that is set to pan the region with more rain and storm winds. We'll have more of that coming up on the weather segment of the Pure Chill Noon News. Pope Francis met with Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis during the Pope's visit to the United States. The Vatican confirmed Wednesday morning. Kabul, Special Operations Forces from the United States-led coalition in Afghanistan came under fire from Taliban militants Wednesday after being dispatched to the northern city of Kunduz to help Afghan forces retake it from insurgents who seized it earlier. Good news. The Tesla Model X SUV launched Tuesday night with so much already known about it since the original announcement 31 months ago. The surprise was how close to the Model X come to the sibling Tesla Model S in the economy. Attorneys for Richard Glossop, the death row inmate in Oklahoma, have asked that the state's governor in the United States Supreme Court to halt its scheduled execution Wednesday, arguing that more time is needed to allow officials to review new evidence for the case. A series of massive explosions rocked the southern China state of Luzhou on Wednesday, killing at least 7 people and injuring dozens, according to local police and state-run media. New York, any future for Syria that includes its embattled President Bashar Assad as a non-starter and Russian expert to back him in Syria's long civil war bound to fail, Saudi Foreign Minister Abdul El-Jubeir predicted. Iran's supreme leader is present in Saudi Arabia with tough and harsh retaliation and went saying that the bodies of Hajj stampede victims are not being repatriated swiftly. Not a single Japanese company has applied for a government program meaning to reward firms for promoting women. The program offered the companies up to 300,000 yen and $25 for hidden targets to restrain and place more women in senior positions. The Dalai Lama has blessed followers after a private meeting with members of the Minnesota Tibetan community at the Civic Center in Rochester, Minnesota. A 33-year-old woman was accused of throwing a newborn baby out of a 7th floor window in New York City has been a child welfare caseworker. People magazine has confirmed. Sheriff Joe Arpaio will testify in court Wednesday during the second round of contempt hearing on 2013 ruling that he stopped unjust immigration arrests. Officer involved shooting in a South Carolina mall in Forest Acres, South Carolina mall. As after reported, an officer involved shooting in a South Carolina shopping mall. Traffic is flowing smoothly. In New York, London, the U.S. dollar share of a located global currency reserve slipped for the first time in 5 quarters, while the euro shares touched a 13-year low. Data from the International Monetary Fund showed on Wednesday. New York, U.S. companies hired workers at a solid clip in September, but data showed factory activity in the U.S. Midwest contracted. Money in the economic picture for the Federal Reserve are whether to raise interest rates later this year. Target is expanding its price expansion policies in time and holiday, but will that change make it more competitive against its retail rivals, Amazon and Walmart? Wall Street was sharply on Wednesday, helped by gains in technology stocks, but the 3 major indexes were set for the worst quarter since 2011. The emission targets proposed by China, the United States, and other governments ahead of December's climate talks in Paris would put the world on the path toward 3.5 degrees Celsius of warming, well over what scientists say is the safe limit. A rare 1,500-year-old mosaic discovered in Israel that initially depicts a map with the streets and buildings and will be revealed for the first time tomorrow. The Marine Mammal Center is seeing a major spike in the number of Guadalupe fur seals it has treated this year. One sign that it has prompted the federal officials sounding alarm about its federally endangered species. Everyone who has HIV should immediately be put on antiretroviral triple therapy, and everyone at risk of becoming infected should be offered protective doses of similar drugs the World Health Organization said on Wednesday. A large review of studies shows calcium supplements recommend for older people better help bone strength, if at all. An alarming new study for researchers at Harvard School of Public Health shows that just a single can of soda could put you at high risk of suffering from a stroke or a heart attack. Twice as many patients with a gastrointestinal cancer stroke daily aspirin poor diagnosis survive compared with non-users, according to findings from a large study conducted in the Netherlands and presented in the European Society of Medical. And now we look at your stock market report here at 12:04. Here, looking at the stock market report here, the Dow, 16,208.21, up 159.08 points. S&P 500, 1906.93, up 22.84 points. The Nasdaq, 4,584.91, up 67.58 points. Here, European markets. DAX 9,660.44, up 210.04 points. FTSE 66.61, up 152.37 points. CAC 40.44, 55.29, up 111.56 points. Asian markets. Nikkei 17,380.15 up 457.31 points. Shanghai 3,053.32 up 15.19 points. HSI 2846.30 up 29.70 points. Oil markets 45.42 points up 19 cents. Brent 40.56 up 33 cents, and natural gas 2.53 down 56,000 points. Gold markets 1,114 down $12.80. Silver 14.52 down 53,000 point, and copper 2.341 up 895,000 points. And the bonds, US 10 unit 2.0614% up 8,000 point. German 10 unit 0.588% down 2,000 point, and Japanese 10 unit 0.345% down 5,000 point. European US dollar 1.1167 down 78,000 point. US dollar Japanese yen 119.77 up 600 point, and Great Britain pound US dollar 1.5119 down 28,000 point. Looking at the commodities here. Wheat 501.5 down 2.25. Soybean 894 3/4 up 10.5. Corn 392 3/4 up 3.75 here. Sugar 12.25 up 49 cents. Coffee 121.05 up 20 cents. Cotton 6.86 down 14 cents. Red rice 13.365 up 4 cents, and cocoa 3,125 down 57. Live cattle 133.475 down 675,000 point. Laid on 67.375 up 325,000 point, and FT cattle 180.975 up 1,500 point. Here, looking at New England alerts here at 12:06 p.m. here on this Wednesday afternoon here. Motor accident in Medway, Massachusetts. Milford Street reported entrapment. Halston Fire Department and Events EMS assistance. OIC reported 1 events life support patient extradition and person is extricated. Peter Taylor News Times 12:07 down a spot report here. The Boston Red Sox will be at Fenway Park taking on the New York Yankees. Game time 7:05 p.m. at Yankee Stadium, not Fenway Park here. And Wheaton Lions women's soccer team will be at Rome Stadium taking on the Trinity College from Connecticut. Game time 4 o'clock here. And Norton Lancers boys and girls soccer will be at Halston taking on Halston Panthers. Of the 16 playoff teams last year, the Boston Celtics had the worst 3-point shooting percentage, and just 33%, and they need to improve their 3-point shooting and compete in the Eastern Conference. They want to keep on competing in the Eastern Conference playoffs. The NCAA may restrict colleges from compensating athletes beyond the cost of attendance. A 3-judge panel of the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit ruled on Wednesday in the apparent victory for the college sports establishment. You may not realize it, but in fact there have been plenty of us who would prefer it unnoticed. But today, representing important moment in history amongst the most penetrating. Alex Wiggins argues with a umpire after striking out in the first inning. Yankees 10-4 loss to the Red Sox on Tuesday night. Same as his addiction haunted came at the worst time. In Wuhan, China, China counter Britain upset top seeded Simona Halep 6-3, 3-6, 7-5 to advance to the quarterfinals of the Wuhan Open on Wednesday. Here, Channel News Time. Time for a travel report on this Wednesday afternoon here. Alright, looking at the travel report on this Wednesday afternoon, it's much better than it was this morning here when there were backups all around the region here, but still a few slow spots here. But it's not as bad as compared to this morning here, as 95 on the northbound side it is slow around Pawtucket area here. As we get an accident at 95 northbound around Route 1 in Attleboro, so expect some delays here. 195 on both ends slow from Westport all the way at the Bedford here due to some slow spots due to the rain. 140 on the southbound side, stop and go from Freetown to near Route 18 in New Bedford here. Route 3, stop and go from Marshfield all the way at the Plymouth. On both ends due to the wet weather here. On 95 and 120 in the northbound side. Get the next to the round. 2A in Lexington. So 90, 120 in the southbound side. So from the Pike all the way out to Grove Street in Newton. And 120 in the northbound side. So from Route 20 in Waltham all the way up in the Lexington near. Mass parking on the westbound side is slow from South Boston all the way out to Austin tolls there. 120 on the southbound side. So from Gloucester all the way out to Denver. 120 in the northbound side. So from Beverly to Gloucester here. 93 on the northbound side, it is slow around Route 128 in Woburn here. And up in Salem, New Hampshire, the 93 on the northbound side, get an accident around Route 38, so expect some delays around that area. Route 93 up in New Hampshire here. 95 on the northbound side, Hampton tolls a little slow here. 93 on the southbound side, get an accident around Route 4 in Canterbury, New Hampshire here. On 89 southbound, get an accident in Bow, New Hampshire around Route 77 here, so expect some delays here. And up in Portland, Maine, near 295 on the northbound side, it is so from the main mall all the way up to downtown Portland, Maine here. And Family Spirit on the northbound side, a little slow here before the 295. And 295 on the southbound side is so from Freeport all the way out to Falmouth here. 295 on the northbound side, so from Freeport all the way to Bonham here. And 95 on the northbound side, so before the main turnpike. Northbound slow before the Gray Interchange here. And main turnpike on the southbound side, a little slow before Route 195 in Saco, Maine here. Alright, let's take a look at what is going on under the MBTA here. Fitchburg Line, train 47955 AM from North Station delayed today, 10 to 20 minutes due to signal problems there. Haverhill Line, train 21095 AM from Haverhill delayed weekdays, 10 to 20 minutes at end Dover and Ballard for Friday, October 23rd. And for the Freeman Worcester Line, train Portal, Worcester Line, train to the outbound side of the track at Wellesley Farms, Wellesley Hills, Wellesley Square, Natick Center, and West Natick. And Ward Lowell train at West Bedford, Wedgman, Winchester on an inbound train due to tree obstructing track. And on the subway SL, 5 squares of minor delays due to traffic, and on the ferries, all looking good. Peter Channel News Times, down 12:12, down half hour, water 40 on this Wednesday. And it is an active Wednesday in tap. As our current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 12:12 p.m. The rain just let up here, and then at 75 degrees and heavy rain, fog, and mist, and it just let up. The humidity 94%, wind speed southwest with 10, gusting 26 miles an hour, barometer 20 inches, Superpot 83 degrees, and visibly up 3/4 of a mile. And looking at our current conditions around the region here, 73 degrees. That's temperature right here in Boston at 73, in Bedford 69, in Beverly 67, in Gloucester 70, in Lawrence 74, in Fitchburg and Worcester 72, in Providence 75, in Norwood 76, in Taunton 74 in Bedford at 73 in Plymouth, 72 in Falmouth, 67 in Chatham, 70 in Provincetown, 73 in Martha's Vineyard, 68 in Nantucket, 73 in Westerly and Block Island, 73 in Montauk, 75 in Islip, 77 in New York City, 77 in Bridgeport, 82 in New Haven, at 66 in Danbury, 75 in Waterbury, 76 in Meriden, 75 in Hartford, 77 in Winslow, 75 in Springfield, 65 up in Greenfield, 58 in Northampton, 63 in Pittsfield, 60 in Albany, New York, 57 degrees in Silver Springs, 54 in Rutland, 58 in Bennington, 61 in Vermont, 61 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 64 in Keene, New Hampshire, 67 in Jaffa, New Hampshire, 63 degrees out in Lockhorn, New Hampshire, 70 degrees in Concord and Manchester, New Hampshire, 71 in Nashua, 70 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 66 degrees up in Port Maine here. Okay, let us take a look at the weather situation around the country here, and it shows a stationary front from western Saskatchewan down for the southern Saskatchewan, and another stationary front from western Wyoming, stretching it down for the four-quarter region, down for Texas and Oklahoma here, and merging the cold front from northern Arkansas, stretching down for the Appalachians, and for New England up in the Canadian Maritimes here, and a front from the Carolinas up in the Virginia here, and low pressure centers are in southwestern Saskatchewan, southwestern Idaho, New Jersey, and the Gulf of California, and another front from southwestern Nevada, down for southern California, down for the Baja California coast here, and a station pink front west California here. And we got a low pressure system in Colorado and northeastern Minnesota. And this is Joaquin here. 59 degrees in Detroit, 60 in Pittsburgh, 74 degrees in Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, 83 in Miami, Florida, 75 in Dallas, Texas, 77 in Brownsville, Texas, 55 degrees in Kansas City and Omaha, Nebraska, 58 degrees in Chicago, 48 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 41 degrees in Great Falls, Montana, 51 degrees in Seattle, 59 in San Francisco, 69 degrees in Los Angeles, it's 36 in Las Vegas, 68 degrees in Salt Lake City, 56 in Denver, 63 in Albuquerque, Mexico, and 81 degrees up in Phoenix, Arizona. Here. All right, let's take a look at the latest radar situation around the region here. As this is the last of the heavy band rain showers there. Now stretching from Cape Ann, from Newburyport down for Gloucester and Beverly, stretching all the way down through Citrus, Marshfield, Plymouth, and down for Middleburg, down for the Bedford, down for southeastern Rhode Island, and stretching off the eastern Long Island shorelines around Martha's Vineyard there. And zooming up a little, and this is a heavy band of rain from Portland around Brunswick, Augusta up in Waterville and west of Bangor, Maine, and stretching about north central New Hampshire here, and up in the eastern Quebec here, and a lot of heavy bands of rain north of Bangor and around eastern portions of Maine here. And this is a lot of rain showers around north central and central portion of New Hampshire and up in Vermont, and stretching eastern and central portion of New York State down for central portions of Pennsylvania. And this is another line of rain showers from Manchester, New Hampshire, stretching in the Garden, and down for west of Worcester, and down for east of Hartford, and down for Cheshire, Bridgeport, and up in the eastern New York City around western Long Island here. And a line of rain showers around east central portion of New Jersey here. And this is a line of rain showers stretching all the way off the North Carolina coastline, and some patchy rain showers around the eastern shores of North Carolina and South Carolina and the southeastern shores of Virginia here. And a line of rain showers on the northeastern portions of Kentucky down for central Kentucky down for eastern Tennessee, and a line of rain showers in the southern portions of Alabama, and a line of rain showers off the Florida Panhandle, and some patchy rain showers around the southwestern portions of Florida, and a line of rain showers in west central portions of Cuba, and a line of rain showers in central and northwestern portions of Colorado down for southwestern Wyoming, down for northern Utah, central Nevada, and west central portions of California, and a line of rain showers in southeastern portions of Saskatchewan down for southwestern Manitoba and western portions of Ontario here. Alright, look at that satellite loop here, and it shows. A lot of clouds coming from New England, stretching off the Florida coast, and another line of clouds from New England all the way down for the Florida Panhandle around the Gulf of Mexico. And this is Joaquin near the Bahamas, and another line of clouds off the Bahamas, and a line of clouds coming from western Ontario down from Manitoba down to southeastern portions of Saskatchewan, line of clouds from northwestern Saskatchewan and northeastern portions of Alberta, and a line of clouds from Colorado stretching into southern Wyoming, down for Utah, Nevada, down for the northern and central portions of California, down for southern Oregon, down for southern portions of Idaho here. Alright, this is the latest on Joaquin here. Alright, latest on Joaquin. Joaquin trending some more as it moves southwest toward the central Bahamas. Is the latest on Joaquin. 80 mile per hour. Winds, Category 1 storm with a central location 24.7 to the north, 72.6 to the west. Moving southwest at 6 miles an hour, and looking at the public advisory here at 11 a.m. Joaquin strength some more as it moves southwestward towards the Bahamas here. And change of advisory has somebody watching warning effect. The hurricane warning is in effect for central Bahamas, including Cat Islands, the Exumas, Long Island, Rum Cay, and San Salvador. Hurricane watch in effect for northwestern Bahamas, including the App Coast, Berry Islands, Bimini, and Lufra, Grand Bahama Islands, New Providence, but excluding Andros Island. A hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area. Preparation to protect life and parties should be rushed to completion here. A hurricane watch means that hurricane conditions are possible within the watch area. At 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the central Hurricane Joaquin was located near latitude 24.7 in the north, longitude 72.6 west. Joaquin is moving toward the southwest near 6 miles an hour. A general motion toward the west-southwest. Southwest is expected to continue for tonight. A turn toward the northwest and decrease in forward speed is forecast Thursday and Thursday night. The center Joaquin is expected to move near or over portions of the central Bahamas tonight and Thursday. Reports from an Air Force Reserve hurricane aircraft indicate that Mathematine would have increased near 8 miles an hour with higher gusts. Additional strength is expected and Joaquin could become a major hurricane during the next couple of days. Hurricane force winds extended was up to 35 miles, 55 kilometers from the center. Troublesome force winds extended was up to 125 miles an hour here. The minimum center pressure is made from the hurricane under aircraft data is 971 millibars here. Wind hurricane conditions are expected to reach portions of the central Bahamas by Thursday morning. Winds are expected to first reach troublesome strength in the morning area tonight, making outside preparation difficult and dangerous. Preparation to protect life and property should be rushed to completion here. Troublesome conditions are possible in the southwest eastern Bahamas beginning tonight. Hurricane conditions can reach the northwest Bahamas early on Friday. Storm surge, a dangerous storm surge will raise river levels by as much as 2 to 4 feet above normal tide levels in the areas of onshore flood. Near the coast, the surge will be accompanied by large and dangerous waves. Rainfall, Joaquin is expected to produce 5 to 10 inches of rain over much of the central Bahamas with an estimated maximum advance of 20 inches possible over the San Salvador and Rim Cape Friday night. Rainfall amounts of 3 to 5 inches are possible over the southeastern Bahamas Friday night, with 2 to 4 inches expected over the northwestern Bahamas here. And if the surf swells during by Joaquin will affect portions of the Bahamas during the next few days, and it will begin to affect portions of the southeastern and coastal United States by Thursday. These swells are likely to cause light, threatening surf and rip current conditions here. As I used a marker and map to determine where the tracks where Hurricane Joaquin go, and I have a prediction that it'll be between the Outer Banks of North Carolina to the South Jersey coast as the possibilities for where Hurricane Joaquin may strike, as we will not get a direct hit in just the remnants of Joaquin, which is heavy rain and some wind. So, people from North Carolina up to New England will have to keep a close eye on Joaquin of what will it do here. And we got another larger cloudiness and thunderstorms over the central Atlantic, 700 miles northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. And in search with a frontal trail, this system has become a little better than since yesterday, and additional gradual development is possible during the next several days. While it moves slowly northwestward, additional information in this system can be found on ice. Formation chance in 4 hours. Medium 4%. Formation chance in 5 days. High 70% near. And the latest on tropical depression, Marty. It's now 16.2 in the north, 102.6 west. Max sustained winds 35 miles an hour. Movement west at 6 miles an hour here. And a public advisory, Marty moving slowly westward off the southern coast of Mexico. There are no coast watch warnings in effect here. At 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time, the center of tropical depression, Marty, was located near latitude 16.2 to the north. Longitude 102.6 west, the depression moving toward the west near 6 miles an hour. And this gale motion is expected to continue over the next 48 hours. Max sustained winds are near 35 miles an hour with higher gusts. Depression is likely to generate in the remnant low by Thursday. That's the minimum central pressure is 1,003 millibars at 29.62 inches here. And rainfall Mandy is expected to produce rainfall amounts of 3 to 6 inches over the Mexican state of Guerrero by Thursday. Isolated amounts of 10 inches are possible. In Guerrero from the Sierra Madres to Sur Mountains toward the coast, those rains are expected to produce life-threatening and flash floods and mudslides in especially areas of mountainous terrain, as swells generated by Maria still affecting portions of the coast of southern Mexico. These swells will soon begin to subside, but are still likely to cause life-threatening and surf and rip current conditions. A variety of low pressure is forming about 1,000 miles southwest of the southern tip of Cavite Peninsula and is producing distorted showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions are expected to be conducted for gradual development of a tropical depression likely to form by the weekend, while the low drifts northward or northeastward. Formation chance for 4 hours. Medium 50%. Formation chance of 5 days. High 9%. Oh, wait. We have a flood warning until 12:30 p.m. for the city of Boston and the suburbs, and the water temperature 63 degrees here. Forecast discussion on cold front moves into southern New England this morning, 5 the afternoon. Saw enough. So tonight, waves of low pressure will move along this front late week with the potential for more heavy rainfall late Thursday and Friday. In addition, potential remains for strong coastal northeast winds and minor coastal flooding, and the threats may persist in the weekend depending on the eventual what is likely to become Hurricane Joaquin, which will need to be monitored closely. New term until 6 p.m. this evening. Flood watch remains in effect and coastal flood statement will continue for the south coast today. 10:10 a.m. update. While heavy rains continue across eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, line with a Theater E ridge axis, the dry slot is moving in western Massachusetts and western Connecticut as the area is mostly dry now for Thursday. Line of showers directly ahead of the cold front, which is just moving into southern New England now. An low-level jet over southeastern Massachusetts has produced a few gusts of near 50 miles per whenever your showers will be allowed to the winds to mix down made updates and pops. And winds account for those trends overall. The forecast is on track. Very warm and humid today ahead of a front with temperatures getting well in the 70s and 2.5 70 degrees. That's meaning sharply cooler beyond the front with temperatures falling in the 50s this afternoon across western Massachusetts. This afternoon, surface low will continue its northeast trajectory, push better force in the lift area. As surface cold front will continue to move eastward along front, winds will switch to northerly direction beyond the front. This will bring in cool and dry air, and in fact, temperature will be falling across the day, especially in northwestern and northern Mass. As still the potential for a few isolated thunderstorms added at the front as it moves over to the region this afternoon. The high temperature, especially across the 95 quarter, could warm in the mid upper 70s as the front takes at the time moving eastward. There's warm temperatures combined with a high dew point could create enough inspired to trigger a thunderstorm or two. Alright, 7-day forecast. Oh, special weather statement here. Potential for minor urban and port range flood in midday across much of Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts at 10:37 a.m. Radar indicated that rain continued to track northeastward across much of Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts as the back edge of the steady rain has reached western Rhode Island to 10:57 a.m. and a steady rain expected to come in from west to east across at 12:30 p.m. Until then, areas of moderate to local area rainfall will produce minor ponded of water and low line in port drainage areas as moderate to localized heavy rainfalls are occurring over the area this morning. As minor urban and port drainage flooding can be expected. Do not drive on flooded roads. Hazard aware outlook. Day 1. Today, tonight, a slow moving cold front will bring the threat of localized heavy rainfall, possibly flooding impacts today. And day 2 for 7, Thursday to Tuesday, more heavy rainfall with 1 to 3 inches likely late Thursday, Friday. Confidence is low that troubles from walking the minutes. Remnants could impact our region this weekend, however. Wind with heavy rainfall and event to the system is likely this weekend, along with possible flooding here. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For today, showers likely before 2 p.m., then a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 2 and 5 p.m. Then showers likely possibly a thunderstorm after 5 p.m. Thunderstorms produce heavy rainfall. Clouds have at 76 degrees southwest with about 8 to 13 miles an hour. Gust size 31 miles an hour. Chesapeake 6%. New rain for about 3.5 to 3/4 inches possible. Tonight, showers likely possibly a thunderstorm before 3 a.m. Then isolated showers between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. Then patch before 9 p.m. Otherwise, clouds 51 degrees and north about 9-11 miles. Gust size 21 miles an hour. Chesapeake 6%. New principal amounts between 10 and 1 inch amounts possible thunderstorms. Thursday, chance of rain. Clouds have at 59 degrees. Northeast with about 14 and 16 miles of gust size. 31 miles an hour. Chesapeake is 4%. Thursday night, rain likely. Clouds low end 47 degrees and north about 14 to 17 miles of gust size. 32 miles an hour. Chesapeake 7%. New principal amounts between 1/4 and 1/2 inch possible. Friday, rain high near 55 degrees. Northeast with about 18 miles of gust size. 34 miles an hour. Chesapeake 8%. Friday night, rain likely. Clouds about 40 degrees and Chesapeake 7%. Saturday, chance rain, most guys have at 60 about 54 degrees. Chesapeake 40%. Sunday, chance rain, most guys have at 65 about 54 degrees. Chance at 50%. Monday, chance rain, most guys have at 66 about 51 degrees. Chesapeake 45%. For Tuesday, chance of showers, Putts have low have at 67 degrees and Chesapeake is 30%. Here's what a phrase of the day. A showery chance and then more rain on tap. Here's you have a good afternoon with good positive attitude. See you for an evening report. Have a good afternoon.